Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the boxes that you will need if you are looking to become a beekeeper. So it's a bit of a funny day out here today, so I'm hoping it's not going to rain on me. But okay, so I have two hives. One is a flow hive, which you may have heard a lot about in the past couple of days, being World Bee Day. Cedar did have a segment on Sunrise this morning, just to have a little bit of a chat about the flow hive. I love the flow hive. It's mainly because it's less mess when you are harvesting the honey when it's ready, and it's less stressful for the bees, I guess, and yourself. In saying that, you do need to still, check your brood box, check the flow frames before you extract, because it can be very deceiving. Although you have a window that you can look at to see how full they are. They can look full from the front, but in the middle they could not be capped yet. So capping means when the bees fill the cells completely with nectar, and they have sufficiently dehydrated the water from it, they will then close it off with some wax, and that's what capping means. Okay, boxes. I digress. So I will try and point to it from here, because the bees can be a bit temperamental in funny weather like this, although they do seem to be fine. So first thing you would need is a brood box, which is this bottom box here. So this box holds 10 frames, which are full depth frames, so they look like this. I tend to put a wax foundation on, so foundation means just as a wax strip that the bees can start building on. It just helps them along a little bit. Some people use a full foundation to cover the whole frame. Some people use plastic, some people use nothing. It really is up to you what you want to do. A brood box, it's called a brood box because this is where the queen lays her eggs, and where obviously the baby bees get born. So this is the nesting box, if you want to call it that. So in a brood box you will have 10 frames or 8 frames, sometimes even 6, really depends. A 10 frame hive can get pretty heavy, especially when it's, when your second boxes are filled with honey and they're all capped, can be quite heavy. So there is another solution that makes it a little bit easier on yourself. It's called an ideal box. Okay, so when I first started beekeeping, I had no idea what all these things were. An ideal box, what's that? So it's also called a super. Okay, and this is put on top of the brood box, which is the one in the middle here. With mine, I don't have a queen excluder in there. Reason being that my brood box became quite full, and I'm using that ideal box there for the queen to be able to lay in there as well. However, they have decided that they've filled that super completely with honey, and because it's going into winter, I'm not going to take any of that out because they will need that to feed on during the winter months. The next level here, which I've got, is the flow frames or flow super. So this is where you extract your honey with a tube, turn a key, and the honey comes out. I will show you this when I have some honey to extract, so I will show you the process of doing that. Again, very easy, convenient, not messy at all. I do stress though, if you are looking at any kind of hive, whether it be flow hive or a Langstroth, which is the other one I have, which is like a traditional hive. It doesn't have any flow frames. It's, you can harvest honeycomb from it, and it's a different harvesting process. And again, it's something that I will show later on down the track. I digress again, but what I was going to say is if you are looking at becoming a beekeeper, there are a few things, you know, you must be aware of. Having a flow hive or any kind of hive does require work. It's not just a matter of putting it in your backyard, forgetting about it, and then harvesting some honey. Okay, so you do still need to inspect your brood boxes. You need to make sure that there's enough room for them so they don't swarm in the springtime. And you need to make sure to look for diseases as well. Okay, so this time of year you'll have wax moth, you might have small hive beetle, American foul brood, which is very infectious. So if your hive has this, the bees can carry it to other people's hives and infect their hive as well. So these are the things you need to learn to look for, and the signs to look for as well. So that might be something, if you are thinking of becoming a beekeeper, you know, have a look online for courses, have a look on the PIRSA website, PIRSA. They'll have some information there on pests and diseases. Also, you'll need to register your beehives. So any beehive from 1 to 4 boxes or hives is free. Anything above that, there is a fee to do so. Join a beekeeping club. You know, if you can attend once a week, great. Try and find a mentor. Mentors are great. I had one for 12 months and it was invaluable to me. I learnt so much. Still learning every day, even without her now, but I can still turn to her when I need to. Thanks Mademoiselle Bee for being my mentor. And yeah, so that was just a quick video on the types of boxes that you'll need. I'll quickly show you my other hive, which is this one here. So this is the Langstroth hive. So again, I have a brood box down the bottom and 2 supers on the top. So the very, very top one has a queen excluder in the middle, and this is the same with the flow hive. So we've got a queen excluder there. So this means that the queen cannot move into that box and lay eggs. So that would be a pure honey box for harvesting. So with this one, I have one between the 2 supers. So the middle one is for food, the top one is as well, but if it's a mild winter, I might be able to harvest a little bit from it. So that's it for now. The next video, not sure what I'm going to cover yet, but I'll let you know. Thanks for watching. Bye.